You don't have ID on you?
I do have an ID.
Okay.
Do I have to show it to you? Why do I need to tell you my address?
No, I'm asking you what the address is.
But why do I need to tell you that?
Because I'm asking you.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. On May 17th of 2019, Detective K. Bush was patrolling his district in Fairfax, Virginia, during which a resident of the area named Mello was returning home from work. Mello has earned a BS in information security and was working for the Department of Defense in a role that required a security clearance. But despite the DoD's thorough investigation into Mello, when Detective Bush drove past him, he was able to determine immediately upon locking eyes with him that he was up to no good and made a U-turn in the middle of the road to get behind Mello. The detective ran his tags and found the car registered to the driver and a woman that lives in Virginia Beach. The officer would later claim that he was aware that Virginia Beach was a source of illicit substances for Fairfax County, and that information made him more suspicious of Mello. The light turned green and they turned into an apartment complex. Shortly after, Mello began recording the incident.
Hey.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Doing well, how are you?
Hey, good. Hey, do you live here?
I do, yes.
Okay, where do you live at?
In this apartment right here.
Oh, okay. You got ID on you?
No, I don't.
You don't have ID?
Well, I do have an ID, but do I have to show it to you?
You don't have ID on you?
I do have an ID.
Okay.
Do I have to show it to you?
You don't have to. Is this your car?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Is there a problem?
What building do you live in?
This building right here.
What's the address?
I don't have to show you. I don't have to tell you the address.
Aside from blocking Mello from exiting his vehicle, this would have been a consensual stop, but now Detective Bush will tell Mello that he has to tell the officer his address. Though he isn't lawfully pulled over or being accused of any specific crime, the officer is likely hoping that fear or ignorance of the law will force him to answer, which makes this an unlawful detainment.
What's that?
Do I need to tell you the address?
Yeah, what's the address?
Why do I need to tell you my address?
No, I'm asking you what the address is.
But why do I need to tell you that?
Because I'm asking you.
But is there a reason why you're asking me?
Because I want to know if you live here, because if you don't live here...
I just told you I do live here.
Right, but if you don't know the address, it doesn't look like to me like you live here, okay?
And why is that?
I'll be honest with you.
Why is that?
Whose vehicle is this?
This is my vehicle.
Is it in your name?
It's in my mom's name, it's in my name also.
Okay, how long have you lived in this area?
Do I have to tell you that?
I'm just asking you a question.
Okay, but why are you asking me these questions?
Do you live here or not, sir?
I already told you, I do live here.
Okay, because if you don't live here, you're trespassing.
I know that, and I told you, I live here.
Okay. So what's the address that you live at?
Why do I have to tell you that?
Because I don't believe you live here, sir.
And why don't you believe me? Why don't you believe I live here?
Because you don't know the address.
I already told you I do know the address.
Okay, what's the address that you live at?
I don't have to tell you that. I live here. Why are you harassing me?
Okay. I'm not harassing you. Okay?
You're in my neighborhood, coming up to me, asking me what my address is because you say I don't live here. Why don't you believe I live here?
Sir, I'm not harassing you.
All right,
okay?
can I have your name and badge number?
You can. Detective Bush, and my badge number is 4077.
Okay. Thank you.
So do you have an ID on you or not?
I do. I already told you I do have an ID.
Okay. What's your name?
I don't have to tell you that. Am I being detained or am I free to go?
You're free to go, sir.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Detective Bush asked Mello where he lived 11 times during that short encounter, and Mello filed a complaint with the department just 6 days after the incident, alleging racial profiling. It just so happens the officer failed to activate his dashcam during the incident. Instead, he activated it after talking to Mello and recorded him for 16 minutes after, during which Mello refused to walk to his home, not wanting the officer to follow him to where he lived.
It's been 15 minutes and he's still sitting there.
During the investigation, the officer claimed that he wanted to talk to Mello to determine if he was trespassing, so that he could elevate what was a consensual encounter to an investigative detention.
This is a pretextual stop. Let's make it clear.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't admit to that in the report.
Yeah, I don't admit to that in any of my reports, so I was told not to.
But why he wanted to investigate trespassing or anything else was never determined, as there was no reasonable suspicion of anything, which was echoed by the chief during a civilian review board that discussed the incident.
He pulled in to the apartment complex following you and you pulled into the first available spot. That's your prerogative. There's no speed involved. There's not even a level of reasonable suspicion articulated by my officer when I had to do the follow-up investigation myself.
After the internal affairs investigation, the chief reviewed it and found it incomplete and unsatisfactory. He ended up requesting additional investigations multiple times because he disagreed with the analysis of his commanders. In the end, he claimed that Detective Bush simply made a series of poor cascading judgments and was unable to disengage, and that one of his big oversights was when the officer ran the vehicle's tags. The readout showed 2 people registered to the vehicle: Mello's mother, the one residing in Virginia Beach, and Mello's information. The officer failed to read the entire DMV report that showed that the complex they were in was Mello's residence. Furthermore, the vehicle had the same parking permit as every other vehicle in the parking lot.
The officer did not know the trespassing rules, did not know about the stickers, did not read the tag, and in this case, factually, all of that added together is one mistake of human relations. And I thank God he's here that this didn't go south.
There was more than enough evidence to conclude that Mello was a resident at the complex, but the officer either missed it or ignored all of it. The chief concluded that the evidence didn't support the allegation of bias-based policing, but noted that some of the officer's actions were improper and Detective Bush was held in violation of several departmental regulations.
It doesn't
But
look like to me like
do-
you live here, okay?
And why
I'll
is
be
that?
honest with you.
Why is that?
But the Civilian Review Board denied and returned the department's findings, making several suggestions on how to investigate the incident to enable them to make a final determination. The department took some, but not all, of the panel's investigatory recommendations, and after a review of their second investigation, the panel determined a second time that the FCPD's investigation did not adequately investigate the allegation of racial profiling involved in the incident.
On the request for review, which is really our focus here, because I'm looking at what our role is as a panel. Our role is to take the request for review and ask whether or not, address those issues, and ask whether or not, as to those issues, the record is thorough, complete, and accurate. So you have said to us that you believe that there was racial profiling here. So then I'm turning to the record and saying, is the record complete and thorough and accurate on that issue? And I have to say, it's not thorough.
The chief defended his investigations and listed excuses for the investigations the department didn't complete, essentially refusing to commit to them.
Now he's moved. This part here still watching me.
Finally, the Civilian Review Board made several recommendations for the department, including incident tracking and training for officers. Links to the chief's review, the executive summary, and the reports by the Civilian Review Panel can be found in the description. And in the end, that's it. So it's up to you to make up your own mind. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments down below. And remember, no matter how simple the interaction might seem to be, how important it is to film every encounter you have with law enforcement. Thanks for watching. If you have a video, use the submit link in the description or pinned comment. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe and hit the bell for future content. And check out our other channels, Lady LackLuster and The Odd Side. Remember to like, share, and leave a comment about what you think of this interaction. It's the easiest way for you to help expose corruption and misconduct. Merchandise is available using the links below. Join the LackLuster family for just $1 if you'd like to further support the channel. Get a Lack logo next to your name, custom emotes, and early access to videos. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All links are down below.